On the news tonight, Senate President Bukola Saraki calls for sack of security chiefs over killings. In business, states demand full remittance from Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation and NPC. And on the foreign scene, 40 dead and many others injured in Indian bus accident. Hello and welcome to Superscreen Flagship News, broadcasting to you from the city of Lagos State, Nigeria. I am Olamide Onka. Many thanks for joining us. Senate President Bukola Saraki has called for the sack of security chiefs to give way for others who can perform better. Saraki, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, said the National Assembly had anticipated the situation and had issued an advice, but was ignored due to politicization of issues. The Senate President also blamed the Nigerian authorities for failing to tame the killings, adding that the failure of security chiefs and agencies working together made the attacks and reprisals frequent. Political aspirant Ahmed Buhari has officially declared his intention to contest for the 2019 presidential election under the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Buhari, who made this known at the declaration ceremony in Abuja, advocated a template shift in the political and leadership equation of the country. He said the Nigerian electorate must see the 2019 general election as affording them an opportunity to vote out all self-seeking politicians that have rolled on the ignorance of Nigerians in the past to rubbish the system. He also advised members of the party not to lose sight and be mindful of the fact that the party needs a candidate like him.
So many people have asked us, why Ahmed Buhari? I will try to let them understand that this is not an ambition, it's a vision. It is a vision we are prepared to take to the very end, and it's because of this vision that we have not failed. Tell anybody, with all the stolen resources they have, running a campaign for 2 years is a whole lot of job. But why has it been so simple for us? It's because we've done it collectively. We've allowed Nigerians to understand that we are the same, and that we will not allow those things that have always divided us: ethnicity, religion, social status, political party, ideological affiliations, gender, even age brackets divide us. We have come to understand that for us to succeed as a people, we'll have to be united. Because only united people can become a progressive people.
Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, says plans by the federal government to loot recovered funds from late Sani Abacha is mistargeted and will not bring any tangible benefits to the beneficiaries. SERAP, who disclosed this in a statement by its Deputy Director, Timothy Adewale, said rather than spending the loot to fund the National Social Safety Net program, President Muhammadu Buhari should create a template and central recovery account to ensure the funds are transparently spent to invest in tangible projects that would improve access of those living in poverty. The group also said that distributing 5,000 naira to households will neither improve the socio-economic conditions of beneficiaries nor achieve the endurance value of a more transparent and robust systems to manage recovered loot. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has dismissed the suit challenging the election of Senator Atiku Bagudu as the governor of Kebbi State. Delivering a ruling on the matter, Justice Ahmed Mohammed dismissed the suit for lacking in merit. The trial judge held that the plaintiff did not prove beyond reasonable doubt that the governor is not qualified to run for office and that he lied on the oath. The candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Major General Bello Sarkin-Yaki, and the poll had filed the originating summons before the court. You will recall that Bagudu was elected governor on the platform of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in the 2015 general elections, which saw the APC took over power at the center.
Many people read those stories and decided to believe what they read in the newspaper. And I want to commend the statement of that journalist, century journalist, which I have just quoted. He said that it is foolish to believe something simply because you read it in the newspaper. The avenue and the arena provided by law for you to come and establish every allegation that you have made against someone is the court. You've come to this arena, first and foremost, those who are supposed to come and testify particularly secondly, challenging the qualification of the president as the governor of Kebbi State. Not only did he come and substantiate the allegation, but from the evidence that we had in court, his own witness who came to testify, the first plaintiff himself, attested to the fact that that fellow is not even in the country.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has distributed non-sensitive electoral materials across 16 local government areas of the July governorship elections. The resident electoral commissioner, Abdul Ghani Raji, disclosed this to journalists at a security meeting held at the State Police Command headquarters in Ado-Ekiti. Raji said the sensitive materials will be distributed to the council areas 24 hours before the election is held. He also said INEC will be fair and transparent to all political parties, adding that the votes of the electorate will count at the poll. Reacting, Commissioner of Police Bello Ahmed assured that all security agencies are ready for the polls, noting that flashpoints in the state had been analyzed for good. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will soon release the full report of its investigation into the alleged underage voting in Kano. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu, who made this known to journalists in Lagos, recalled the commission that earlier in Abuja disclosed that its voter register is not used by the Kano State Independent Electoral Commission for the February local government polls. Yakubu, however, said that based on the demand by some stakeholders, the Commission would soon release the report submitted by the committee set up to investigate the allegations of underage voting. Coming up tonight, states demand whole remittance from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC. That's in the business scene. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Superscreen Flagship News, and now for some business stories. The Commissioners of Finance from the 36 states of the Federation have insisted that the states will not accept anything short of the NNPC fully remitting 20 billion naira outstanding to the Federation's account. Chairman of the Finance Commissioners Forum, Mahmood Yunusa, who disclosed this to journalists, alleged that the National Oil Company remitted 127 billion as May earnings instead of 147 billion, leaving a shortfall of 20 billion naira. Yunusa also said the states got more revenues from the NNPC when crude oil was $50 per barrel, adding that they now receive far less when the commodity is almost $80 per barrel.
We don't intend to join issues with NNPC, right? But this is a public company, and as you are all aware, this is a company that is meant to make profit. It's not a cost center, but a profit center. And as stakeholders or shareholders entrusted with public capital and public investment, NNPC belongs to Nigerians, and as such, the trust of such company is bestowed on us. So therefore, in the spirit of due process and ensuring that everything is done well in line with law and acts establishing these companies are followed to the latter. So we and NNPC, I don't think we are having a very, very serious disagreement. Our disagreement usually is on reconciliation purposes. And you don't expect NNPC to just submit its report and then we just take it and adopt it. We have to go through it, and they have to. Our last NEC, basically about 80% of the discussion at the just concluded NEC, it is about NNPC. We briefed the governors very well what we feel are the areas to look out for. And we convinced them. They took up this matter to NEC, which is the highest decision-making body in terms of economy in the country, okay, chaired by His Excellency, the Vice President. And the Vice President also has interest in trying to see that all these issues are addressed once and for all.
Minister of Labour and Employment, Chris Ngige, says the federal government will reconsider the 500% tariff on local beverages. According to a statement signed by the Director of Press and the Ministry, Samuel Olowokere, Ngige disclosed this when members of the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Joint Employers and Workers Association visited him in his office on a Save Our Soul mission. According to the minister, the government will review the newly introduced 500% excise duty on locally produced alcoholic beverages. The representatives of the International Labour Organization, ILO, Sofia Oliveira, has assured of technical support to the Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC. Oliveira disclosed this during a courtesy visit to the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress led by Ayuba Waba in Abuja. The leadership of the International Labour Organization said the technical support will enable Nigeria Labour Congress to build the capacity of its workers in order to be able to overcome challenges confronting the workers.
In what concerns the purpose of our visit here, so as David mentioned, we had a workshop in the past 2 days. We were pleased that the trade unions, the workers' organizations and the employer organizations could be represented in this session. It was indeed a capacity building session. So the first day we really focused on providing the basics on what are international labor standards, what are the fundamental principles and rights of work, and how does the international labor standard system functions.
On this part, the national president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Ayuba Waba, acknowledged the delegates of their efforts to workers' challenges in the country.
This is the situation that we are in, and also the issue of non-payment of salaries as unwed due. We have a sizable number of states that have not been able to pay salaries and unwed due. By our laws, a worker is supposed to be paid his monthly salary at the end of 30 days. And therefore, despite the fact that bailouts and some financial support have been given by the federal government, all these issues have remained also outstanding. So these are very clear issues that we think is part of the reporting standard, and we have to report on them.
Still ahead tonight on Superscreen flagship news, 40 dead and many others injured in Indian box accident. That's on the foreign scene. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. Do stay with us.